Welcome AP Biology students, this is Mr. MacKay again. Today I'm going to work through some dihybrid genetic problems. These questions that I have on my board right now are taken from your booklet page 7, which I didn't assign. If you've done page 8 and had no real problems with it, again I'll post the key for that one. You don't need to continue on, but if you want a little bit more practice, maybe try these questions from booklet page 7 before watching the rest of this video. So pause the video now if you want. Try these questions real quick, then come back, watch the rest of the video, see, make sure you're doing this all right. But here we go. So we've got green pea pods is dominant to yellow, and tall plants are dominant to short. Like always, you've got to start with a legend. So simple legend, capital G for green, lowercase for yellow. Capital T for tall, lowercase t for short. There's my legend. And for all 3 pages or all 3 questions I'm going to do, I'll keep the same legend, so I don't have to recreate the legend each time. So it says we are crossing a homozygous green, that means capital G, and heterozygous tall, big T, little t, with a yellow, which means it's got to be little g, or homozygous, heterozygous tall. There's my cross. If I was marking this for marks, you're going to get 1 mark. For your legend, you're going to get 1 mark for showing what the parental cross is. Now I have to create my Punnett square. Now remember your laws of segregation and your laws of independent assortment. So law of segregation, the 2 alleles for one particular trait separate. That's meiosis, separate themselves, and they separate independently from how the alleles from the other trait separate. So the possible alleles for the first adult, or the first parent, would be big G, big T, and big G, little t. Those are the only possible alleles I can get from that one. For the other parent, it's little g, big T, and little g, little t. There's my Punnett square. So I've formed my gametes. That's what I have on the side is the gametes, the big G. Sorry, I'm pointing at the board. You can't see me pointing. The big G, big T, that's a gamete, there's a gamete, there's a gamete. So from the mother and the father. Now I fertilize. So when you fertilize, you have to make sure the alleles for a trait come back together again. So we've got big G, little g, big T, big G, little, big little, big little, big little, and big little, little, little. So the question then asks for a phenotypic ratio. I've kind of run out of room on this board. I'm going to go to the next slide. My phenotypic ratio for this cross is going to be 3/4 are going to be green and tall. 1/4 is going to be green and short. That would be the answer to the first question. Let's go to the next one. Cross a heterozygous green, heterozygous tall. So heterozygous green, I'm using the same legend from the other card. Cross with heterozygous green and short. There's my parental cross. Now I make my gametes. Big G, little t, little big, little is the one parent. Big little is the other parent. So I've got 4 possible gametes from the one parent, 2 possible gametes from the other parent. You don't need to write the same gametes twice. Now I fertilize. I'll try to do this relatively quick because you don't need to hear me. And last thing, phenotypic ratio. So phenotypic ratio here, I've got 3/8 are green and tall. So I need to run over the green and tall maybe real quick. There's a green and tall. There's a green and tall. And there's the green and tall. 3 out of the 8 are green and tall. I've got 3/8 are green and short. So green and short, green and short, green and short. I've got 1/8 is yellow and tall, yellow and tall is right there. And then I've got 1/8 running out of room. 1/8 is yellow and short. Hopefully you're a little neater than I am. Last one. Cross a homozygous green short with a yellow homozygous tall. So homozygous green and short crossing with a yellow and homozygous tall. Hopefully you'll see pretty quickly we can only get one possible gamete from that parent. Big G, little t. We can only get one possible gamete from that parent. Little g, big T. So this is going to be a real easy Punnett square. Big, little, 1 out of 1, or you could say 100%, are going to be green and tall. There's some practice questions then for doing dihybrid crosses. The simple, straightforward dihybrid crosses. I'm going to do another video that I'll release today as well on combination dihybrid crosses. This is sort of the highest level of difficulty we will see, and you can watch that video on YouTube later on. Okay, bye.